Okay. So you'll learn more as we go along. I think enough said for now. We're going to share the first song. If you have any questions, write down anything. If you can, listen as closely to the song. I think it's one of the best I've ever created, and see if maybe, especially since some of the things I've shared with you, it says things better than I've ever said before. And I want to make sure that you can hear the sound. Go to here and here. It's called Leaving Innocence in the Garden of Eden. And so can you hear that sound? Can you hear the sound? Can you hear the sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No weight of blame, no chasing praise, just playing through those endless days.
Each laugh was full, each moment whole. No judge to split your heart from soul. You lived in truth by your own size. No praise, no blame to dull the lights.
No voice inside to say
You should,
no scale that weigh the bad
and good.
No need to turn,
Avoid, defend.
no inner voice.
There was no friend. Just simple sight.
Oh yeah,
So deeply real.
oh yeah,
Your world of truth, not yet concealed.
oh yeah,
Your life was here
oh yeah,
for joy and play.
oh yeah,
You learned and danced
oh yeah,
along the way.
oh yeah. Then slowly came the judge's gaze, the tones of blame, the tones of praise. A look, a word, those subtle cues. Your child got hooked on witch's brew.
Approval warmed, rejection burned, and soon those toxic lessons learned. You grasped for praise, from shame you fled, condemned forever, innocence was shed.
Those voices stayed, grew strong to groove, became your mind.
Unquestioned truth,
Ooh, no longer as theirs or taught. You fooled yourself.
believe those thoughts.
Please turn off your background noise.
To earn, deserve, to prove, succeed. Those endless cravings deep inside. You're now an addict of good and bad.
Though buried deep, there's innocence, no praise, no blame. There's no judgment, yet so deep, so deep within. You're innocent, you never sin.
Still there beneath, oh yeah, all you have been, oh yeah, your child remains, oh yeah, unstained within, oh yeah, so innocent, oh yeah, can't be chagrined, oh yeah, where praise and blame, oh yeah, have never been.
Still there beneath, all you have been, your child remains unstained within. So innocent, can't be chagrined, where praise and blame have never been.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So before we go on to the second song, just taking a break here. Anybody have any questions or comments that they have about that? If you don't, we can go into the second song. Okay, I'm assuming nobody speaks up. And before I play the second song, something, I don't know, just happened to me. It happened to occur in Bangkok. I'm just still trying to figure out how to explain it to myself and others. So this song that I created just recently does a fairly good job of trying to explain it as real as possible. And so one way to say about it is there's the old Dwight that all of you have known before, but there's sort of a new type of Dwight here that's like a little child that can come out, and this song is going to try to give you a sense of that. So let me share here again, and go back to here. And actually, this is the one I actually posted this morning. So it's been recently created to try to explain this to myself and other people. So Imp-Boy now lives with Dad Dwight.
It happened in Bangkok, it upended me. A charm master conjured what I'd never foresee. He's serving both devils and angels in kind. Sent disappearing Imp to mess with my mind. In 3 to 4 days he had come and he'd gone. Mischievous and playful and singing his song. He played with my mind that was sure was so strong. Live and don't learn, proving my mind was wrong. Was left in its wake. Together our minds our new life will make. Stumbling and stepping together we go. An unlikely duet, an unlikely show. Imp-Boy will ramble, won't know when to cease. Without Dad to stop him, he'll shatter the peace. Dad watches and waits and steps in with a call. Enough now, Imp-Boy, you'll be our downfall. Without Dad near, the Imp-Boy runs free. He'll seem a bit manic, everyone will agree. He'll push past the edges and overstep lines, not knowing he's hurt those sweethearts sublime. By grace alone, Imp-Boy moved to Dad's place. Dad doesn't know why his new son embraced. He knows he can't hold him, he came with no vow. So blessed for each moment that Imp-Boy allows. If Imp-Boy should leave, Dad would grieve what is gone. Yet treasure each moment they danced and played on. So Dad watches gently, gives room, but stays near. As long as Dad's watching, may Imp-Boy stay here. Welcome, my Imp-Boy, you've moved into play. Our minds together, we're finding our way. Stumbling and stepping together we go. An unlikely duet, an unlikely show.
Ta-da! So, I would like a little bit, I'm going to say a little bit more about that, and I actually like some feedback because I think it's going to be very helpful if you have some context. I mean, I got to think a pretty sharp mind, and I'm just maybe even lucky that my old mind was left intact after what happened, and it seems like possibly what happened is very, very good. It's and this is real. I mean, you'll only be able to see from the outside. Right now, I'm sort of dad talking, if you will, like, but I somehow have this. The best way to think about it, I'm not saying literally true, is I've got a little son now, and we share the same body. Okay, and he's about 3 years old, and he just like to play and come out and just say actually almost brilliant, stupid stuff. You'll have to decide. I mean, he seems to know what Dad knows or what I know, but he can say it in ways that just Dad sort of. I mean, he understands them. He can never imagine him saying that. And so far, with even my clients, when they give permission for them, to Imp-Boy come out and talk with them about their problems, it seems to sometimes be very, very effective, much more than the way that I originally coached. But I can't guarantee that with you, and also using the metaphor, because it's really not a metaphor for me. Dad's still here, and this Imp-Boy, I let him play as much as possible, but he really respects me. If I say stop, he'll stop, because he can go on and on. He doesn't know when to stop himself. And actually, I'm asking you, because if you agree to, he's going to come out a little bit anyway. I mean, I think you saw when I was moving my arms and everything. That was Imp-Boy, pretty much, getting into that music, Uh, but I'm talking to you from Dad's point of view, because this is how Dad has seen it. Me as his dad, if you will. And so if you say, because sometimes I can't even, I'm trying to be sensitive to you, because I know he can innocently, like, he doesn't know when to stop, okay, because he thinks everything he says is so fascinating, and even Dad thinks it's fascinating, but even I can't know over here. So I really need to rely on you guys, the four of you that are here now, that if especially if he's talking with you directly, and you, I mean, if you like, you can just say, I want try to go coaching the old way, or we can let Imp-Boy says what he wants to say to you. It should only take a few minutes or whatever, and see if that's valuable to you. But you can, anytime, you just say stop, then the Dad and me, here's the stop. I say stop, and he stops. He respects me, okay? And he understands. It's like a little boy who understands he needs boundaries. But at the same time, as a dad, like I've always believed about children, give them as much freedom as possible. I never imagined. So, I mean, those of you who know me, I decided not to have children, but it's almost like I'm almost crying as I got a little boy here, So I know that can sound really crazy, and so I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm just saying that I think if you sort of act as if that's real, then it will be helpful in our whatever we do together today. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about that? Claire? Yeah.
The song.
Yeah.
Did AI make this song?
Say again?
AI make this song? About this song. Did AI make this song, or you make this song?
That song. Well, I used AI to help me create the original lyrics, and I personally made the lyrics more what I want to say. Then I use a special AI to create the music. It's one I've been using for a long time with the postings on my website. It's just amazing. So I said use this type of music, and the AI made the actual song. Yeah, for both of those, that I shared with you there. Yeah. And welcome, Ginger. Ginger, I've given a lot of introduction that you didn't hear, but I think you'll just watch and catch on, and you'll be okay. Welcome, Ginger. And so anybody else have any questions or comments before we jump into I think Claire says she'd like to share with me some concern or problem that she has. Any other questions first especially about the context and everything I've said? Because if I just let I'm calling this a part of me Imp-Boy. You can see on my background screen. I sort of try to create a sense of like Imp-Boy channels me. I don't know whether you know the idea of channeling, but that's one way to think about it. Any other questions or comments before we start what you might call regular coaching? Ginger, did you want to say something? Or ask something, or Joy?
Okay.
Yeah.
What topic we're sharing today?
Well, it'll be whatever
Excuse me.
topic you want to start with. In other words, it'll be the same as before, It's just, I mean, you don't know about the special context I just set, Ginger, but let's just say you see my background, it has like something called Imp-Boy. So in a simple way, just with your permission, if you have a problem, we might have Imp-Boy see what he could say about that problem. And he knows the same stuff that Dwight knows, but he sometimes could say it in a very different way that might be helpful. And in a very short way, that's how I can answer your question. And just sort of watch and observe, and you might pick up on it as we go along. Is that okay, Ginger?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, recently,
Well, wait,
uh,
do you have a problem you want to present?
a problem.
Yep.
It's problem always pop up in my life, but
Okay,
it's
so
not a great problem. It's
okay, so I would like to talk with you about it, but I'm going to have two other people first. So can you wait? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, great. So Claire, and by the way, there's Serena and the other one. I think she's still driving a car, but if they have problems they want to present, then
Okay.
that's available too. So Claire, Claire's going to be first, and then you second, Joy. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Claire, what's tell us, what would you like to be different, or what occurs as an issue for you today?
Hello, Dwight. Earlier I mentioned that my company has just cut my job, so I don't have a job anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so you don't have a job, and so what do you want? So, hey, a lot of people say, "Oh my God, I don't have a job. That's so great. That's so great." I mean, but I know you. Maybe you want. I don't know. Do you want to have a job? Is that what you're saying? You'd like to have a job? You'd like to have maybe plan on money? Is that what you're saying? I think that meant what you may say, but you just said I don't have a job. A lot of people, oh my God, not having a job is great. I mean, could be. It's like, well, I get a job, right? But so I still don't. I think I'm guess at the problem, but I don't want to guess, right? Or you say, oh, I want to have a job. That's better than not having a job, maybe, or something like that. Imp-Boy's coming out a little bit here. So, what are you saying there, Claire?
Actually, I prepared for this and I started my own business with my best friend. Yeah, but yeah, this is the very beginning of our business. So, and my best friend is
Well,
yeah,
wait just a second. So all I know so far is your company downsized or whatever you like, so you no longer have a job, right? That you had before, right? And so
yeah.
what do you want to be different? You just told me what is, you don't have a job, but what would you like to be that you think even better than not having a job? What do you want to be? What do you want to be even better than not having a job? Because you already got that, not having a job. So what do you think might be even better than not having a job? Like,
Yeah, and my problem is that yeah, we start our own business, me and my friend. So
so you're thinking of
that
starting your own business, right?
yeah,
So that would be one way to then have a certain type of job, right? Okay.
yeah,
So I'm assuming you want to, does that, I mean, that's just one type of possible job, right? So I'm assuming that that's maybe you really would like to have a job. You think having some sort of job would be even better than not having a job. Is that true? Is that what you're saying? Okay. And you're
yeah,
considering that maybe starting your own business would be one way that you could go from the great condition of not having a job to the even better condition of having a job where you're starting your own business. And that's one possible way. Is that correct? Yeah.
yes,
Okay. Okay. All right. So that's true. That would be one possible way. And so, and so, uh, but there's other ways too. It's a creative process, many options, or, in terms of my views about having jobs, there's basically three ways. You could, the more traditional way, you work for a company, they have set hours, set salary. That's one way. Another one is what you might call starting your own business. It could be a small business where you have just a few employees, it could be a business where it's more or less just yourself, and maybe it could be a type of selling business online or something like that. Or or it could be a business where you just provide a service. Like that's my type of business. I provide a service. I work for myself, okay? But I don't really have employees or whatever. I may have a few assistants here. I don't have a lot of overhead. I just provide a service and I find a way that people want to pay it. So there could be other ways, but when you working with people, Claire, about exploring, where they are and might what fit them. And I also you say the first thing, if see, a lot of people think they have to a job has to be hard. They just need to have a job for money. Well, money's very nice. I agree. But the first thing, find a way, whatever job it is, enjoy the job. Like that's first. If we really look, I'm sure we can find a way to enjoy something and you get paid for it too. You know, Yeah, that's it really can be done, but you have to prioritize that. If you're still believing, oh, it's got to be hard, it's got to be hard, it wouldn't be fair to anybody else. Look at all those other people, they're working so hard and to get the money at the end. And what if they see me? I'm not working hard, I'm just enjoying getting money. They're going to think some things they're going to think I'm a bad person because I'm not suffering like they are, So, because really, people think that it's supposed to be the other way, but I'm saying it doesn't have to be. If you focus, yes, you can't guarantee. You really can find a job, even if you have to accept less money. Find a job where you love the job. You already won. And then you can get money too. Oh my God, what a deal. Do you think, I think it could be possible for you. Do you think so too, maybe? that could be possible for you.
Yes, I think
I
so.
mean, I know
Yeah.
it. I know it's possible for me, and I know a lot of other people. It's possible for you too. I mean, there are people, that have jobs they love, and they get money too. Oh my God, it's not supposed to. People think it's not supposed to be that way. Yeah, but it can be. Okay, and it will look strange or weird to some people. They won't understand it, but would you consider that? And I don't know what we're going to be able to do today, but I suggest we start there, whatever it is, whether it's working for a company, because it could be working for a company, it could be starting your own business, whatever that is, or it could be, I particularly like the idea of just working for myself, providing a service. I don't have to, I'm not trying to sell a product. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I just have a service I can provide, and you'd be surprised. You may already have a service you can provide that you don't even think of that you can get paid for. Um, what do you think, Claire?
I agree with you. It's a possible way that, yeah, maybe less money, but I can find a job that I like.
Yeah. And so, and also, unless you have a super urgency, I recommend you don't have a great urgency. Like take some time to explore a little bit, or even sometimes I've heard of people what they do, like if it's a regular job, they just get a job they think they might like, and they work a few months there. If they still love it, fine, they stay. But if they don't, they quit and they get another job they think they might like, and they keep working and quitting and working and quitting till they find something they love. And even in the experiment process, they enjoy it too. That's that. For example, that's one way. Even working for a company or something where they do. I mean, you could just. I know it's taking risk. People, what? You quit that job? That was a stable job. I mean, people, especially in China culture, you're not supposed to do that, or, and you could tell you can be honest. You can tell the company, or they have understanding. You have a trial period. They have a trial period with you. You have a trial period with them, right? And and usually 1 or 2 months, you can know enough if you can love the job more, right? And then and then you even have fun. Oh, try this one, try that one, and you'll learn along the way. And I knew woman who did that. I think she went through about 7 jobs until she found what she loved. I said, wow, that's an amazing woman. It's choosing courage, because a lot of people think they look at you from the outside, they'll think it's crazy, right? I mean, I think I think we both know about the Chinese culture, right? Yeah, yeah, that's something, yeah, that, yeah, see, it's different in different cultures, but especially in certain Asian cultures, that can look especially crazy compared to Western cultures. But you just choose courage. This is your life, lady. This is your life. And sure, other people care, but it's only you to decide, you know, and choose courage. If yeah, sure, somebody may blame you or whatever, and you can just have compassion for them and choose courage and take care of yourself. So I just give you one if you wanted to just experiment with the first type of way. But um I don't know. You started off telling me about the idea of starting your own business. I don't know what the ideas about that were. Can you tell me a little bit, not get too much detail, a little bit about what the idea of what type of own business you think might be attractive?
Not really. Just for making money. Yeah,
Say again?
I think your idea, I think your suggestion is good because uh I need to I
Need
need
to.
to take it into
Oh
consideration.
my
Yeah,
God.
like
I got to correct you. Because if you don't see reality clearly, you're going to make mistakes. You just use the word, I need to. Do you need to? Yes. If you want this result, you get to. If you want that result, you get to. Hey, if you want to die, you don't need to do anything, right? Okay. So you get to, okay? So it's very helpful. I'm not saying money's not very nice. Okay. I like it too. It's helpful. It's useful. Okay. And so, but be careful of that word need to. It can lie to you. And when you lie, you're going to be restricted and your creativity and your ability to see things clearly. When you're lying, because it's hard to say, but it's almost, I know you believe it and other people even believe it, but it's not true. What is true? Well, if you would like this, then it could be helpful to do that. Okay, if you like, but if not, then it'd be helpful to do that. Is there really any need there? That's true, but I don't think needs actually like you're forced to, uh, well, possibly some things like if I would like to stay living, maybe you could say I need to breathe, but only if I want to stay living, right? If I don't really, maybe if I want to die, not breathing would be a pretty quick way to do it, right? Okay. I'm not recommending one or the other, okay? That's your choice, okay? Uh, but this, I know I interrupted you. I want you to continue, but it's important to. I wasn't sure if you think clearly, at least I think more clearly, because if you're going to get what you want, you need to start seeing how things really they are, not how our mind tends to actually not see things. As it doesn't know, it doesn't see them. It's just automatic, right? But please go on. Just do you understand what I said there about the idea of need to? Okay, please continue. What you were saying is important. Okay.
Okay, amen. Thanks for your correction. And the own business that we start with my friend. That it's just something we do for making money. And just you you mentioned, maybe I think I should find
Should.
something I
Oh,
like to do.
another
Yeah.
word, should. Oh my God. Oh my God. Should. Oh, a pardon for the break. Well, it depends upon the meaning. If you mean, okay, to get this result, if you mean should, it's helpful to get that way. If that's what you mean by should, then okay. But a lot of time, I think people mean like, oh my God, to avoid being blamed or to be I don't know. They seem to mean something else by should. Uh, 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 so I, I don't know if you weren't using it correctly because that word can be very fuzzy, and so I'm very careful not to use it myself. I might say, oh, if you want to take that screw out, you should get a screwdriver. But there it's very clear. Well, that can be helpful to get a screwdriver, right? So did you mean should that way? I'm not sure.
Maybe the first one. I mean, yeah, I
But okay, but yeah, but say in order to go this way, then I should. In order to go that, but there's many ways you can go, right? Okay, so because you don't want to shut down all the options, there's so many options. so many ways to design your life. You're going to be very restricted in what's available to you, if depending upon how accurately you see things. And that should word really fucks with a lot of people's minds. Pardon my language. The new Dwight uses language. A little fucker there, you know. So, but that little word will mess up your mind if you're not
Yeah,
careful.
but by using the word should, I didn't mean that I care about others'
Okay.
complaint, but
Okay.
by using the word should, I mean I I should take your suggestion into consideration
Okay.
about
Well,
finding someone
no, it would be,
something I
but
like
it would
to
be,
do.
I'm suggesting it would be helpful. It would be helpful to
Yeah.
use. If that's what you mean, I agree with you. Okay. I wasn't able to hear that. If that's what you mean, it would be helpful. I agree. Yes. Okay. Okay. Continue. Okay. So, well, let me say it. Maybe I disagree a little bit. So, do you agree that the purpose of life is to be happy? Yeah.
Yes, I do
Okay.
agree.
So, but happiness sort of occurs in two ways. You know, it occurs in enjoying now, but it also occurs in enjoying the game of having it being different in the future. In fact, in a way, you can enjoy more now by having the game enjoy future. But enjoying the journey, because you can't guarantee the results in the future. I mean, you can take, for example, you can have a game of seeing you can get a raise. Maybe you'll get a raise or not, right? But if you enjoy the game of getting a raise, if you don't get a raise, you still enjoy the journey, right?
Yeah.
If you enjoy the journey and you get a raise, then you enjoy both, right? Okay. So, and there's much more power to enjoy the journey. We don't have usually direct control. It's just a game. I mean, if we had direct control, it wouldn't be a game, right? And we love games, right? Where it could be or it couldn't be, right? A game wouldn't be a game without that, right? So we love games. So the losing and the winning is all part of the game. But if you make sure that you enjoy the journey, then you already win with the journey, and then the game will go this way or that way, and it's perfect. There's no way to lose. Oh my God. A game where you can win and lose at the end, but you're already win anyway? Can you see that? That's, if you can see that, you have more wisdom than almost anybody in the world. Really. Okay, if you can see that. Of course, implementing that, because see, the old machinery of our mind has been taught, no, it's hard and it's hard and it's hard. And then finally you get what you deserve, right? That's what we're taught from the very beginning. That's in our whole culture. We wouldn't even enjoy a story in the movie if the person always just happy. We don't want to watch that story, right? You know, so it's all around us, and it's in the old belief in the mind. So it's like you need to keep that real truth understanding, really nurture it and keep it going. It won't, even you understand it clearly now, it won't stay.
Yeah.
You have to just keep it, and actually have a game of keeping it. Make a game out of keeping it. That you can make a game out of that. Okay, you can make a game out of that too. It's all games. Okay. It's so interesting. You don't wait until you've had that complete. Yeah, you're even having a game going there. Yeah, can you begin to see that, Claire? Can you begin? That's so, if you can
Yes,
see
it
that,
is.
that's so precious, so powerful, you know, you know. And I want to, I don't know for others of you, you know, Ginger I meant Ginger and Joy and Serena, that you know something about me. But in some way, this is what I've tried to say before, but somehow with the help of Imp-Boy here, it seems that been able to say this more clearly now, that maybe you can get it, because it's been a little, because I can see the suffering that people have around me, and I want so much, if it's possible, for them to see some of the truths that I see, that I think I see. So now I know we haven't got any details yet, okay? And maybe that's not so important at the beginning, because if you can start with this, okay, and maybe we'll have to, oh, I used one of those words there, is no have to, okay? That's one of the word like need, okay? Yeah. Uh, I suggest, unless you know, I mean, look, we're connected by WeChat. I'm going to tell you something. It may be hard for you to believe, but I want you to believe me because it's true. Sometimes when I offer people things, hey, just contact me. You know, I would love if you contact me. Ask me another question, okay? Maybe you won't, because you think that you would be taking advantage of me or something, okay? Like you, I take care of myself. So if you don't do that because you think you know that it's a gift to me if you do that, but I can't know. I have to leave it to you. But if you can really believe me, if you think it, because if you need any support to make this real, like in a more detailed way, because we just started here, because it's very important. But if you jump into the details too quickly before you get the context right, then yeah, you can do something, but it won't be what you can have. Like if you don't first go through the context, it's like building the foundation before you start building the building. So what I hope we've done to some extent is build the foundation. And by the way, this happens to be just right now focused on a new job. What we're talking about now is all of life. It's all of life. So you can have this foundation. If you get this foundation going, you can use it in everything in your life, not just this new job. That's why it's so important to get the foundation right, you know, and take the time for it. It can seem like, oh, just jump right in. I already know what I need to do. No, you don't. Try. You don't know, you know, because so. Can you? Does it make sense to you that that's what we've done today? Okay. So
Yes.
do you have enough foundation to start with for now?
Yes.
Okay. So I would love if you use me any way I can say no. You don't have to worry. If I need to say no, I will. Okay. But that's my job to say no. That's not your job. Okay. And your job is, if you want something, just ask. Just like a 3-year-old child doesn't say, oh, it's you just act like a 3-year-old. I want, I don't want, I want, I don't want. They don't concern about the others. Well, that's a way to act with me, because I take care of myself. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. So, and if I have an opportunity to work with you any further with me, that will be a gift to me. Okay. I can understand how it may look like I'm giving to you. It doesn't work that way. You're giving to me. No, you're giving to me. We can argue about that. Nah. Okay, we're good. It doesn't matter. It's both the same. Okay, that's how it's set up. Okay, so will you take advantage of me? I want you to take as much advantage of me as you'd like to. Okay, and I will. If I need to say no in that process, I'll be very thankful that you asked, and I'll say no in a respectful way. Okay, doesn't mean we can't do something else. Okay,
Thank you.
are we complete for now?
Yes, I'm complete. Thank you.
You're a blessing in my life. Okay, see you next time. Okay, okay. So Joy, let me see.
I'm here.
Are you okay? How are you today, Joy?
Yeah, fine. This is the second day of the holiday. Uh, it's I really want to talk about the relationship about my mom and I, and
Yes.
it's bothered me for years. Um, I she's really a good mother and helping me a lot to take care of my daughter for 12 years. And
Yes.
since my daughter go to the middle school, my mom go back to my hometown. And sometimes when I need her or she miss my daughter, want to say my daughter, and she will come back to Chengdu. And during these days, she will. Why I choose that? Because I really don't want to live together with her, because she always give the things or just just talk to me what she think is right or what things she think is good to me, and it's give me a lot of pressure. I even cannot talk with her gently, or I don't know why. Every time when she call me, it's every time when she called me, I feel very annoying. I don't know why. Um, I just take things as example. Last time, yesterday, she took a screenshot of me liking someone's WeChat post and asked me why I send my like to the people WeChat, and said, and she said, this person, she always gives the like to her, but she never give back to her. I'm really very angry because I just said none of your business. I think it's not good applied to a mom, but it's really annoying me.
Sure.
Even I just the send the like to someone's WeChat post, she want to
Sure.
uh
Yeah.
uh just uh just she want to uh uh
Joy,
okay.
I think everybody can understand that. I totally understand what you said. And I want to let me just speak a little bit and see what. So, yes. So there's several things that I think you said that are true. Okay. First, yeah, you have a great mom. And also what you said is you have this great mom that you have is a mom who believes that your business is her business. That's also a fact, okay? And also a fact is that if you will, I'm going to call something the machinery of joy, okay? I know the way you spoke about it is like I react this way, or it really annoys me. I'm really angry. But I want to say that maybe a way to say it is the automatic reaction of joy is defense and anger, and, like that. So I think that's maybe a one way to be a clear way to say part of what you said that's also true. Okay, and I know there's more, but I just want to check. Do you think I've been able to reflect back so far? See, before we start to try to solve the issue, we need to just look at as clearly as possible what's true from a factual reality point of view. So far, does it seem like what I said is accurate? That's the only thing I'm asking. Does what I say, is that an accurate way to say some of what you said?
Accurate way to say, because she always want to control me or control my daughter.
Yeah.
I take another things
Yeah.
as an example. I don't know how to. I show my anger and
Joy.
okay.
If you'd like me to just listen to your examples, I'm happy to do that. If you'd like me to help you with the issue, I don't think we need more examples. Is that okay?
Mhm.
I totally believe you. I'm not disbelieving you anyway. Okay. And
Mhm.
yeah. And a more accurate way to say this is her machinery. It's automatic for her. I'm not justifying her. I'm just saying this is the automatic mother you have. This is also the automatic you. See, your reaction. Yes, there is a you that's not automatic, but do you say, "Oh, I think I'll react to my mother"? I think it's just automatic, right? It's you. Like it's just she automatically has her behavior that occurs as controlling to you that automatically defends. Is that an accurate way to say what's happening?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
good.
so.
Okay, good. All right, so that's good. And I think that's about maybe all. Okay. And also I think I'm going to say a few other things that I think are reality. And I need you to just double check that we agree, because if we agree, then I can go in and give you a possible solution here, okay? What's also true, your mother's, her automatic machinery. I mean, in her deepest heart, she wants her daughter to be happy. And somehow her automatic machinery, like her machinery believes this. It's not true, but her machinery believes that this behavior is good for her daughter. Okay, yeah, it's not true. It's not true belief. Okay, but her machinery believes that. Also, now I'm going to talk about the machinery of joy. I'm not talking about another joy, I think, there. I'm talking about the
Mhm.
machinery of joy. The machinery of joy believes that um, her that the machinery of her mother is putting pressure on her, or the machinery is like, let me think, believes there's
He
something.
want to control me. She want to control me.
No, the Caesar believes that that first of all, that there's something that can be controlled, because see, yes, that machinery does automatically want to control certain parts that it believes is good for Joy. That's true. But also, Joy's machinery believes that that machinery can control anything. That's also something that's not true, but your machinery, because it's trying to defend, it thinks there's anything to defend. Do you see that your Joy's machinery is trying to defend against?
Yeah,
Okay, so
absolutely.
and that's all automatic. See, we need to see what the automatic is, because we can do things that are not automatic, but if we try to, if the automatic tries to change the stuff, that's just more automatic. Okay, so we need to recognize that we can, and the first step of going to a choice world where we can actually have choice, we're not on automatic, is just to observe what's automatic. Because if you're not observing what's automatic, the automatic is going to think it's not automatic. And, oh, I'm not automatic, but so this is what's happening, okay? And your mother is automatically doing what she thinks she needs to do, even for her own happiness and for yours. It's not true, but that's what it's automatically doing. And your Joy is also doing the same. She loves her mother dearly, and she's automatically doing what she anything she thinks she can do to but it seems like the only thing she can do, okay? And it's not working, and that's automatic, okay? So, but let's look at what is true. So, at Joy's machinery, let's look at Joy's machinery, because that's something you have some access. You don't have much direct access to your mother's machinery, but you do have some direct access to see your machinery differently. Like the machinery thinks there's something to defend. That the machinery, like the words you use, my mother pressures me, or I feel pressured. That's the machinery talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I agree. From the way machinery sees things, that's true. It's not true in reality. It's because it's the belief that yes, your mother can say, I can give you an example of, like, if you play your mother and I play you, I can give you an example of how there might be a possible Joy who could see her mother's, whatever her mother does, in a different way. Can't to give you an idea of that, could we do that a moment? Like, you can play your mother, and then I'll play you as if she's speaking to you, and I'm going to see if I can respond in a way that would indicate how Joy could see it more, and if Joy saw it accurately, how Joy would respond without feeling any pressure. Can we try that?
I think so. You play my mom?
No, I'm going to play you, and you're going to play your mom. Okay. I'm going to pretend to be in your shoes. So this is a new how a new possible Joy might respond, and then but you keep your mother the same as what she does now. Okay. And just so you can play the mother, and then I'll imagine I'm Joy, and then I'll respond in a different way. Now and this is possibly help you see how it might be possible to see your mother's or interpret your mother differently than the way the automatic machinery does. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Well,
You give me a. I also want to play my daughter. There's
well, no, wait,
three
wait,
roles.
one problem at a time. Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. We can do that another time, I promise. But if you have any chance of this, we need to stick to one problem at a time. Okay, and
Okay.
if we get the principle right here, it could help other places. Okay, but don't worry, we'll have plenty of time to get to other things if we need even private stuff. Okay, all right.
Okay. Now
So
let's start.
okay, yeah. So you start as mother, and I'm your daughter, Joy.
Okay. I'm now. My mother. Um. Just at breakfast, I told to Kelly. Kelly is my daughter. I told to Kelly to eat the fish called 黄辣丁, and I think this fish is very good to her and it's very nutrition. But when I told to her, why don't you support me uh, to ask her to eat the fish?
Yeah,
I think every time it's good, I said the good things to her, you should support me. That make her listen to us.
yeah. Yeah, and it must seem like I'm not a very good daughter that I don't say things that seem supportive of you. I think I can understand that.
Yeah, but you don't support me, always don't support me. Every time I say the good things to her, that you just didn't say any words.
Yeah. So you really want to feel my support and what in the way that I don't respond or don't say anything, you feel very unsupported and maybe very sad. I'm not sure. I can understand how it could be very sad or unsupporting. Maybe you can tell me more about how it makes you feel.
Uh, I want to I just not play my mother now. I want to take you the background. Every time I don't say any words to her to support her because I don't agree with her.
Okay.
You
Well,
know that?
I know that. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Of course, I can understand why you might not. Okay. But I'm just saying, but you can still go ahead and say this. You don't have to go into arguing with her. See, if you go into argue with her, it's resistance. Okay. See,
Okay, I'll
there's
go
nothing,
back to her. Okay,
there's nothing to resist. Okay. Okay.
okay.
See,
Oh,
see,
okay.
see, she's playing a resistance game. You're playing it back. You're resisting. Both of you lose in that game. Both of you lose. Okay. But if you stop the resistance game, she's still pushing or is trying to push, and
Okay.
you just listen.
Okay,
That's okay. Go ahead.
let me go
Continue.
back to my thought.
Sorry.
Um, I want to you to support me and uh, told her that she should eat the fish and give her some examples why eat fish is good to her.
Yeah. You know, it's easy. It's pretty easy for me to understand how you'd really like that from me, and part of me would really like to give you to that mom. A part of me would really like to give that to you, but I don't know how to do it and still take care of myself.
Mm, you just support me.
Yeah, well, but the way, yeah, it's just, I mean, it may seem very difficult for you to understand this, but the way that you seem to be wanting me to say or whatever to what you call supporting, I mean, a part of me would really like you to feel great and have that, but I just, I don't know how to do that and still take care of myself. I really don't, Mom. I don't. I know it's so hard for you to understand what I just said, but that's how it is for me.
Is that so difficult for you to just say good to eat fish? I think it's not so difficult for you. You just
Well,
you know
let me
it's
think.
good for her.
Maybe let me think. Maybe there's a way. I don't know. Let me suggest a possible way I might and see if it would be okay for you. I could. I'm just saying what I might be able to consider. I might say, "Hey, what's the daughter's name?
Kelly.
Kelly. Kelly.
Mhm.
Okay. Kelly. Um, my mother has requested I say the words to you. Um, this fish is good for you, and so I just want to let you know that Mom wanted me to say those words to you, and now I've said those words to you, and it seems like she says that will make her happier. If and so I hope you understand, Kelly, that I've delivered. I know you've heard it already from your mom, but she wouldn't want to be repeated, so I just repeated it. So I'm thinking that maybe, Mom, I could say it that way to Kelly, but I'm not sure if that would feel like support to you or not. I'm just trying to find a way that I could feel okay and you could feel okay too. What do you think about that way, Mom?
Um, okay, go out of the talking
Sure.
now.
Okay. Sure.
Okay,
I know that
because
was a very
if
crazy thing to say.
if
I don't know whether
yeah,
you could say that, but
because we too try to convince her to eat the fish, but I don't agree that it's already make her very loyal. She's 20 years old and 12 years old and 12 years old and already go to the
so
30 years
so
old. And
are you
you know that's
so
a terrible
Joy,
teenager.
Joy? I'm not sure. I don't know what to do, but I'm not sure you're hearing what I'm trying to say. I'm talking I hey, you're talking about the automatic resistance and trying to win. There's no winning there. I hey, if you want to get people to agree with you, I would agree with you. Okay. If you, there's sides, we could take a vote in the world about who, and you could get people to take sides, both sides. There's no winning that. Okay. Uh, there's only one type of, and this is a way where, in a way, your mother wins too, even though she's not going to like it. She's not going to know how to respond if you stop, if you can know how to not resist her, not try to change her, but but don't play the game. Okay? You're playing a game here of trying to prove. You know, she's trying to prove this way, you're trying to prove that way. You're never going to change her mind. She's never going to change
Yeah,
your mind. You
she is
don't
already 70 years.
yeah, and you're already she's not going to change your mind either. Your mind is unchangeable also. You that see, you can leave your mind the way it is. You don't have to. I'm not asking you to change anything about what you believe. I'm asking you to stop fighting. Okay? Because your defense keeps it going. See, it looks like and I could even, many people would agree with, she starts it, but you continue it. See, your automatic behavior, I know it's automatic, just like hers is automatic. That's what continues it. Okay. And you have, if there's any way you can understand what I'm saying, you have the power to end the war all by yourself. And you have the power to just say no, you can walk away. But you don't say no against her. You're just saying the no to take care of yourself. It's not against her. Okay. Uh, I was just coaching one of my assistants here in Vietnam about a very similar incident, and and uh, nobody wins when they're down there with the machinery, and it only takes one person to step out, and and because she can't see any other way, and your machinery can't see any other way. See, even in talking with me, you want to go down and convince me. Hey, I don't need. I would, if I had to agree, I would agree with your side. Okay, but that's not what you want. You want. Look, what you and your mother both want is just to feel love for each other. You don't have to agree to still feel love, okay? And your mother, you can do, you know, you have, you have all the power you need to do what you need to do with your daughter, right? And if you allow your mother to be with your daughter, it's just between your daughter and your mother, So can you give me some feedback? Can you see what I'm talking about? It's like,
Yeah, I'm seeing what you talk, and I really thinking about what you said. The very hard part for me is I really very angry and
no, you're not
cannot.
angry. Your machinery's angry. Separate yourself from the machinery. You can't solve this if you don't separate yourself from the machinery. See, the machinery is calling itself I. That's the machinery. That's not you. The machinery is angry. And the machinery, because the machine's not seeing things clearly. Do you understand what you got to? Can you understand? The machinery is angry. It's not. You don't have any choice about being angry. The machinery is angry. It's not you.
Yeah,
Okay, so step out. Just observe the machinery. You're not angry. The machinery angry, and your mother. It's just two machines fighting. You step above the machinery. There's a
yeah, I want
there's
to. I
no
know
no
it's
no 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 no
easy.
no 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 you no you don't. See, if you're arguing with me, you don't get it yet. Okay, so hear it. I try to show. I'm just just nothing to defend. There's nothing to defend. So you keep thinking there's something to defend. Yeah, just accept. You're not going to change your mother's mind. She's not going to change yours. Just don't push back. You can still say no when you need to say no. You can still and you can listen. You can even understand. You can even have compassion for your mother because she won't know how to push your buttons anymore. See, the machine. You let the machinery take over. If you don't interrupt the machinery, her machinery triggers your machinery, triggers her machinery, like that. There's a you. Can you find that you right now, right in this moment? Above the machinery. Can you just look down on your machinery, her machinery.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I try to understand the machinery. Actually,
No,
I
don't
think.
try. Just do. Just see. It's machinery. You don't even have to recognize it as automatic. If it's automatic, it's machinery. Whether it's happy doing machinery does happy things too. Okay, we're just looking at unhappy things right now. Okay, we're watching. There's machinery doing your machinery and her machinery are fighting with each other. The machineries have no choice, but you, but you, but you. There's a part of you that's not the machinery. Can you be that now for a moment with me now? Can you just see the machinery? Not see your machinery's even reacting to me now. Okay, so can you even be the machinery that's reacting to me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I can feel you're even sort of defending. That's my interpretation. You're sort of defending yourself, even with me. Okay. It's machinery. Go above that. There's above that. If you watch the machinery, just watch it. Watch it first. before you even try to do anything. Just watch it. From like be powerless. That's go to a point. Allow yourself to be powerless and just watch the machinery. Start there. If you could start with powerlessness, observe the machine. Start with go to the space of powerlessness where you're just watching. You're watching your machinery, even right now. Can you identify the machinery that was powerlessly defending, trying to defend or explain itself against me? Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that it could be seen that I have that with you too. I'm not. I'm not occurring to me as I'm defending against you. Okay, and maybe what I'm saying is bullshit. It's only you can judge. Okay, but I say go first to the place of being powerless, and watch all the other automatic things. They're trying, their motive is all good. It's just a lot of pain, believing different things that aren't true. Okay. Are you in the place of powerlessness right now, or not? Just watching. Is there a joy I can speak to right now that can say it's in the space of powerlessness, but can just watch the machinery? Watch the machinery of joy, whether the machinery's defending against Mother or defending even against Dwight. And it's very understandable. This is what we call the ego, very understandable. No bad guys, very understandable.
Bad guys, I just feel tired.
Yeah, sure.
Very tired.
Yeah, very tired. That's when the machinery goes, it's the result of a lot of tiredness can be.
So I choose to not live with her. I
Well,
can't do like you. I can't got so inner peace.
yeah. Well,
Really.
well, it's a very good choice to take care of yourself, not to live with her. Okay, that's probably a very good choice. But you can not live with her just to take care of yourself, but not against her. Okay, now, and even in your
Even I don't live with her, she will send the message, will call
yes, she
me.
will. Yeah, as long as you that. So yes, you got away. So that's good. I think it's good. However, I think there would be a lot of costs if you just cut off all messages, and you still would be in control. She still, even if you didn't communicate, you haven't gone to the place of peace. Okay, where you can watch the machine. So I think we're going to stop here. I'm going to be saving this video. You might be able, if you can watch it. I mean, you're in the middle of the conversation right now. It can be very difficult. I don't know if sometimes other people from the outside, or when you're from the outside, you might be able to see something here. I don't know if you can have some trust in what I say, but I'm saying there is a space where you can be. You start with powerlessness, be powerless, look down on the machinery. From there, you can begin to have some access of how to respond to your mother without defense and without that sense of you need to defend anything. But you first go up to being powerless and just watching down. and seeing if you can have just compassion for yourself, compassion for it all, in a place of powerlessness, watching down. I suspect joy right now. I'm powerless too. I think there could be more to say. I'm happy. I want to say to you just what I said to Claire. If you, we can have a private session if you would think it'd be helpful.
Okay.
Just tell me you want it. It will be a gift to me too. We're gonna stop here for today, and I feel so honored and blessed. And I want to tell you something different. Maybe you don't know about me. I sort of changed in some way, hard to explain. But I, for lack of better words, I always saw how beautiful you were and and I feel a love for you. Well, I don't know what happened, but now you're twice as beautiful, and I love you twice as much. And I'm not sure where that came from, but and I'm so blessed that we have the relationship that we've had together. Thank you, Joy.
Thanks. It's really give me a new way. That's a missionary.
Okay. Yeah. And I would just suggest when the video will be made available, maybe on website pretty soon, you look at it again, or I can send you a direct copy. You might be able to have some understanding if you're willing to go through and look at our conversation together, from the outside. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. See you next time.
See you.
So Ginger, we
Okay.
have, yeah, if you're still up for it, I think, well, this has got a little bit longer than I normal, but it seems I have another Zoom, but I think we have at least 20 minutes now. If you'd like to share something with me and see what we can do.
It doesn't matter if you have another forum to talk with. If
Yeah.
you have some clients, then
No,
that's just come in here.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. So I'm just telling you, I think we have about 20 minutes. We can see what we can do in 20 minutes. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Okay, good. So tell me what you'd like to discuss with me. Maybe some game you'd like to play to have something be different. Okay.
Yeah. I would like to ask you some questions. Recently I find a new job. Yeah. Not a new job, but it's from acquaintance, a very respected person from my friend circle, and he contacted me, and I will go to Guangzhou. And right now I'm operating a course which is correlated with Hindu astrology. So I would like to ask you about, as a life coach, how do you view astrology? And have you got the experience connected with some astrologers? And I don't know. There are so many details in this. Its curriculum, and this is my first time. Try to accept this.
Now, I could give a response to your question, but is that what you want to be different? Just to know my viewpoint about the relationship of how I do life coaching and what I may or may not know about astrology. Is that all you want today, or is that the main thing? If it is, that's fine. But I just want to be clear if that's the main thing. But if there's something that might be more important to that, then we might want to do that first. Okay. If this is the main thing, that's fine. I'm happy to do this one, but what,
Mhm.
what is this? What do you want, Ginger?
Um, as you know, about the importance of the questions, uh, I think I can cope with most of the problems right now appear in life. So, um, I just started this question like uh, a little different from today's topic.
Well, that's fine, but I'm just asking. If this is number one thing you want to talk about, fine, I'll respond. But I want to just make first. Is this the number one thing? If so, I'll respond to it.
Yeah, this is the number
Okay,
one thing.
okay. So now,
I'm curious.
look, okay. So I meant, this is just, I meant, people have opinions about everything. So, and I, and um, I think that what I'm going to say is a bit more than what may call an opinion. Okay, that I have some, that I try to at least validate what I think I believe or not by what you might call scientific or type of evidence. But but even with that, you know, especially a good scientist will all say, "Hey, prove me wrong." I mean, if you have evidence of it, prove me wrong, because I know I can make mistakes, and I haven't been a. I mean, I've had some exposure to astrology. One of my important girlfriends in my life, she was very. That was very important to her. She even did a special chart about me explaining this and that. So I have some exposure to that idea of astrology, and I even went to a astrologer one time just to check him out. That all my friends were saying, "Oh my God, this guy is great," and I went to him and I developed my own assessment of it, and I can tell you about that. But so I can, and what I think I read about at least what other people that I might respect have, in maybe a scientific world might say about that. Uh, so, so that's what I'll say. All right. So I'll tell you particularly about this one time because I lived in New York City, and many people put a lot of faith in astrology, and um, the way I see it, though, a lot of the things they say, I mean, if depending upon how your mind, a mind would make it feel like they're just talking about that one person, but things are said so generally, or the mind will just pick up on something. If they want to believe, it's very easy to believe. I mean, it's easy to show how our mind works there. It'll pick up on patterns when there are no patterns. I mean, scientists have to be even really careful about this. And so, and if a lot of like if you read the astrology things in newspapers and stuff, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could even read one that's not supposed to apply to you. If you didn't know that it wasn't supposed to apply, you could probably make it up. Oh, I could see how that was true. I mean, they're usually written so general in a certain way. I mean, they look specific, but they can be interpreted. And so the way a mind works, oh, how does that apply? Like you'll find a way that it seems like it applies in your life. I mean, I can even prove that. I mean, if I wanted to, I could probably know enough. I could probably make people who believe in astrology think I was an astrologist, and I don't know shit about it. I can just make up stuff because I'm pretty good at reading people sometimes. And and this guy who's supposedly so good that was referred to him, and I even paid him $25 or whatever. But I was very careful not to tell him anything because a lot of people will tell them about, and then a good person, even if they don't know, they'll pick up on what they can know and what they can see, and then they'll. So I was very careful just not to let him know any personal information about him, and then just sort of basically said, let him tell me about what he thinks he knows about my past or my future. And I listened, and there's a few things that I could have fit in, but I meant, if you say enough stuff, something's going to fit, right?
Mhm,
uh,
mhm.
and but there's a lot of stuff that I couldn't see anything way it fit. And he was so sure about it, the way he said it. I mean, of course, I didn't give him any feedback on it. You know, when people believe something, you know, like that, they're just looking for evidence to confirm it. They're not acting like a scientist. I mean, it's so easy to believe things, you know, and the biggest problem is we believe our own bullshit. You know, I even have a recent song about that, about Pinocchio. Do you know Pinocchio? Yeah,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
like I mean, it just comes out of your mind, and you think whatever it says is you believe. And of course, there are a lot of right things that you believe. Otherwise, you wouldn't be. But you don't know the bullshit from the truth, and he doesn't either. Okay, he believes everything he says. So if you aren't checking on things, and like I say, you know, if anything comes out that feels any bit of suffering, I suggest it's a good chance maybe that belief's wrong or what you think is true is wrong. Or if it has a judgmentalness, like you have a wrongness or rightness to it, there's probably there's a clues you can take, but you have to be very aware, even catching your own thoughts, you know. And we're actually believing the astrologer in our mind, you know, of our own thoughts, you know. So anyway, but from what I could tell, so I mean, I know people believe in it, and I might even use what I know about it because sometimes I'm not gonna, if I want to help somebody, you know, I know that I can't. It's not going to be. I'm not going to be successful and try to go a bit against their belief, or But if I know enough about it, and I can maybe even use it to help support something that I think could be helpful for them to do, I mean, for example, sometimes I coach people who are very deep believers in the Bible, and I know a fair about the. Now I don't have. I mean, a lot of stuff I could somewhat agree with. A lot of stuff I think is very toxic ideas, but like they'll believe, for example, they'll believe something like, "Oh, God wants me to do this," and I said, "Well, I mean, you could be right, but what they're doing is like a lot of suffering, what they're doing because they think God expects them that. Um, but I mean, maybe you can correct me, but if I'm wrong, but I think it says in the Bible God is a really loving God and I'm not sure. I mean, if you're not really loving that, maybe, I mean, I know maybe there's other God, that you think that God wants you to do that, but maybe God doesn't want you to do that. Maybe, maybe, maybe He doesn't know, or maybe you interpret that wrong. Maybe because He's a loving God, right? And is this causing pain? He wouldn't. So I'll even use their belief in God, even though I don't believe. I believe in God in a certain way, but not in the same way they do. But I don't. I won't try to argue with them. I'm not going to change that. But I really don't. I really want to serve them. So I'm gonna, if I can, and without. I know it can sound like I'm tricking them or something, but that's the only thing I know to do to tap into what they already believe to support an idea of them being kind to themselves. Because people have these beliefs about things that are not true, and it's causing so much suffering. And I think I can see it, but it's really hard
Mhm.
to it's hard to go directly against it because they're just going to come back with you with their own belief. And so I know I said a lot there, and maybe in addition to saying I'm even amazing myself about you just asked about astrology there. But that's why I think and from all there have been scientific studies done about astrology, and all of them basically said pretty much random. I mean, you can make up all sorts of stuff. You can make up a whole new thing, and if you use the same principles that astrology is, I mean, people are willing to. You can get people to believe in it. So and I'm not saying that people can't use it and make them feel good in a certain way, but it has some possible toxic. I mean, sure, there's a lot of good that comes out of these beliefs that are not based upon what's validated, but there's also a toxic that often comes with it. That's the trouble
Yeah.
with in my view. That's the trouble with a lot of religious beliefs. There's a lot of really good ideas in some of the religious beliefs that I don't want to argue with, or the benefits. I don't want to. At the same time, there's so much they believe that is so toxic and harmful, and it's presented as a package deal. That's the problem. And like, you believe or you don't believe, or you believe all or you don't, okay? And so, and all, even the whole system says, don't believe anything outside of this. So the system even tries to protect, like, they'll even say, if it's a double talking, if it questions this, well, that's another part of the toxic, because it even makes it very difficult to even question, itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a,
A friend.
it's like where you didn't sing the song I sung before. It's called a witch's brew. It's Go to my website. It's called Leaving. It's called Leaving Innocence is the name of the song. It talks about this very thing. Okay.
Just share that song after this meeting.
Yeah. So yeah, just
Yeah,
I
please.
can send it to your WeChat, your WeChat. Okay, it's called Leaving Innocence. If you don't see it right away, then send a text to me. Okay, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and so yeah, there's that.
Yeah. From your talk about the astrologer part, I can understand in some on some level, life coach is find some contradictions,
Well,
even
I'm just talking this
serious contradictions.
this life coach. Okay, I really, in a certain way, I don't know other life coaches. I don't really associate with other life coaches. I never did any certification program. I had some influence from others. Okay, I'm not saying didn't, but and a lot of other life coaches would not say the same as what I'm saying. Some of them might even, so don't, I suggest you not generalize about life coaches. Just
Okay.
just talk about this fellow called Dwight, who uses the word life coach to describe himself. That's about all that this life coach says about it. Okay, about what
So
he thinks.
the most safe way for me to understand astrology, by now is to take it as a cultural phenomena and
Yeah,
let it
well,
to be a
that could be a helpful way, or I don't know, a cultural. Well, it's a certain belief system that's a, that that uh, that's, as far as I can see, is not really based upon, if you will, being factually true, but actually the way reason it keeps going is that it creates a certain benefit. It's a certain type of, if you will, virus of the mind that has a certain benefit without being necessarily objectively true, but also can have some cost associated. I mean, that's the way I happen to see it. It's like, just like, I mean, in almost any of those things that are not objectively true, but just made up in some way, like the whole idea of good and bad and right and wrong. That many people think very objective. Many people believe those objectives true. It's the way I see it. That's all made up shit. Okay, that's mostly toxic. Okay, the whole idea of right and wrong and good and bad, and it drives out good assessment. That's another thing. It drives out having good assessment in the world. That's another effect of it. But there's other made up shit. Like sorry for the word. No, I'm not sorry for the word. Anyway, I could say I have it made up. My mother died. My mother died in 2012. She she was the love of my life. I mean, nobody more important than my mother. Okay, but right now she's smiling, looking down at me. Okay, and she's so happy to see me smiling, and even you there smiling. She's smiling. Look at now. In my view of the world, I'm making that up. Okay, as far as I can tell, that's really beneficial made up stuff. Okay, so a lot of very beneficial made up stuff. Okay, so I'm not knocking made up stuff. Okay, but I'm just saying, got to be really careful about this makeup stuff, because it can be very toxic, and most of it we get into it, we don't even know it because we in the area of innocence before we enter what I call the house of good and bad. I've talked about that before. All the house of good and bad, that's just made up toxic stuff. Okay, and there's certain reasons why we go into there, and to even the extent that we can ever get out of there. Okay, is another question. It's amazing we get even anything right when we're inside of that house. Okay, so I would love to continue, and especially with this little imp boy along with me. You see, I have if I went on and on before, I go on and on even longer now. Okay, so I love you, Ginger. I'm so precious to be
Me
with you
too.
today, and we're going to end up. We're going to maybe a quick opportunity for Joy or Claire or Serena, if you want to share anything or ask any questions. It'd be my pleasure to hear from you, Serena. Uh, um,
Oh, okay,
uh,
Dwight.
mhm.
Actually, I just knew that my daughter suffered from bully from her primary school head teacher for 6 years. That's why she said she's suffering from PTSD.
Yes.
Uh,
So, am I going to
so
be able
so
to?
I
Am
just
I going
want
to
to.
be able to speak with her soon? Is that still okay?
Okay.
Okay. So
And
I'll see her in 10 minutes from now. Okay.
okay, and I'm also suffering from her performance.
Okay.
I think what
And
you just mentioned, Paulus.
okay. Yeah. So
Okay,
yeah,
I hope that I can have a
yeah,
chance to talk to you
I can see your
another
suffering.
time.
I know the suffering, and
Mm.
I'm here for you 100%. Just use me, okay? Okay, I'll get back to you.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you. Good to
okay,
see you,
thank you.
Serena.
Mm.
You're beautiful.
Mm.
Okay. Um.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Uh, Claire, is there anything you want to say? Sure.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. And next time. And Joy, any final thing you want to say?
Okay, nothing.
Okay. Okay. So see everybody next time. And thank you so much. And today's been so great for me, and you all have given me so much. So thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye for now.
Bye bye.